Hi guys, good morning. All right, so it's late in the day again. This seems to be my usual. Okay, getting up and spending time with the Lord, and then doing a video. Okay, I'm going to try to connect to you some of what I'm seeing this morning. The the Lord has been talking to me about many things, and I'm trying to connect them, and I'm doing my best. I will say that as I sat there last night in my prayer time, I was speaking with the Lord, and the night before, I had what I called a love exchange. And he kept saying to me, "Do you not know how much I love you? Do you know how much I love you? Do you know how much I love you?" And I want to respond, yes, yes. Now this reminded me, it took me back to a word that he had given me where he said, "Feed my sheep and house my lambs." Well, after all this discussion that he's been doing lately with me, with children, rocking chair, and Grammy, I think I'm beginning to put together here that I seem to be an old grandmother. When I look into the eyes of the Lord and what I'm seeing him see for me, it's beauty of not youthfulness, although I don't feel old. I feel youthful, but there's this sense about me that is granny-esque that he's trying to show me. And he brought me into a place. I wasn't going to share this, but because it's personal. But one thing that I'm noticing that the Lord has been teaching me repeatedly is there's nothing hidden with the Lord. Okay, truth is truth. It's either accepted or denied. And I am learning that as I am seeing things, I am learning to accept them, because see what happens, and this is the reason for my hesitation, and what has happened in this world that we live in is that there has been so much focus on the evil that we have missed God and the purity of things. This is why around the throne there is a diamond. That is why it is clear and transparent. This is why you are a glass structure, because truth is pure. It's untainted. The world, sin, the beast, your flesh, okay, you are the one that taints the truth. You are the one that looks at something and divides it. But in the Lord, when you look at something and you see it in its purest form, in the kingdom living, when I see it, I see it as whole. I don't divide it. Now, I understand its division. I am very well aware of its division, and I do see both sides. But if I've said it once, I've said it a million times. Just because you see both sides, it doesn't mean you live in both of them. Your awareness of both of them is evident in the light. And the light is the light, and it is what it is, and reality is reality. When you're living in the Spirit, no longer do you justify the things of your own flesh because it's just what you want it to be. You don't manipulate and control it to look like what you want. You look at it and go, oh, and you look at it in its purest form, and it's whole. Okay? When I look at something as a whole, when I start seeing the other side of it, I see the other side that man will bring into the picture. Man, like the other day I did a video on becoming like God, okay? Becoming more like Christ, becoming the tree of life. Well, I know on the other side of it, in someone's weakness of understanding without light, they're going to look upon that, and what do they automatically do? They're going to accuse, they're going to say, oh, she thinks she's like God. And they're so missing the point. It's not even that. The world, our mind, what we are fighting against, guys, the undermining authority of God is coming within us. We are separating out love. You know the rebellion that happened in the very beginning? When God's love became divided? It becomes divided in the mind. Because we process it, and instead of it coming down as truth and out as the fountain, what do? We chop it up. And that clear crystal becomes I'm trying to find a good word for it because he's given me lots of words. Dung. Manure. We poison and taint it. And we pack it in. Pack it in. This is so crucial in understanding the Lord. Is coming to the place of realization that who you're fighting is within you. No more looking out and being pointed to something else. This is Antichrist. Look, over there. You see that? Oh, that's fighting you. Oh, look over there. There it is. No, it's not. That's the Antichrist system. Deflect it. It's over there. Why? So you won't look at it. It's right within you. When the Antichrist of you sits down in your temple, you will bow to it, you will hear its voice, it will rule you, and it will kill you. And the reason there are many Antichrists in the world is because there are many people in the world. The world is made up of people. We are trees walking around. Don't believe me? Look at what the man who was restored his sight. I have studied so many things in the Gospels just in the last 2 or 3 days that it is difficult sometimes for me to distinguish, is it Matthew's writings, Mark's writings, Luke's writings, or John's writings? The basic principles of these lessons that we're learning are in the Gospels because it is the gospel message. They're repeated many times by these men. I'll bring it to you in the next video, okay? I'll have it and I will bring it to you. But my point is this. Antichrist is in you. Yourself that is Antichrist. It is the flesh of you that is not the spirit. That is what thank you, that is what you are fighting. All right? It's your battle. Your battle at the valley? Yeah, it's a battle at the valley. Your valley of divide. That goes right through you. Now, thank goodness what Jesus did is he placed himself in the middle. Midian. He placed himself as the mediator between your two sides. Why? To stand at the balance, at the pinnacle as the judge. Yes, because he is the truth. Your judgments are weighed out in the court of your own mind. Those that represent truth bear witness to the truth of you through the evidence or through the Antichrist of you. Hence, your impending curse or your impending blessing. You decide it. No one else. This dream, and it's not even a dream because I don't think I was asleep. I fall asleep a lot talking with the Lord. I wake up in the morning and there are a lot of times when I am unsure if I saw a visionary picture or if he's taking me there in a dream. Sometimes it's one and the other, and sometimes it's the same. All right, I'm with the Lord either way. I was taken to a house. The house was divided. On one side of the house, there were rooms. On the other side of the house, there were rooms. It was divided right down the middle. On the side that I was looking into, the bottom went up levels, and the other side, the bottom went up levels. I was in the home. Inside the home, I began in the left side. From where I was looking, I saw it from the right. Okay? Because I was viewing it. I was watching it. Okay, I'm looking at it. Its left and right are my right and left. All right, guys? Mirror. Okay? In the left side of the house where I was, on the bottom, it was a kitchen. And in the kitchen were shelving, and there was a refrigerator. Okay? And in the refrigerator was food. There were also people standing in the room. I knew these people. Okay? They seemed to be family. All right? There was connection between them. All right? As I stood there, I was talking and speaking with them. They were in search of food. I opened up the refrigerator. Inside the refrigerator, food that was rotten. As I looked at it and was inspecting it, it was rotten. But not every bit of it was rotten. I looked and I found meat in the refrigerator. And I said to them, take this meat. It is good. Let's cook it. I was offering this meat. Their faces I offered it. I laid it out. I left. I traveled through the house, upstairs. I don't know where I was. I entered into a bedroom, the top. And the bedroom was 2 beds with covers. They looked like clouds. A man on one side in a bed, a woman on the other side in the bed. Okay? All right. Take it back. Because I went there twice. The first time I went there, they were both in the same bed. Okay? Now, when I say both in the same bed, the husband and the wife were both in the same bed. They were connected into the same bed. I walked in. I came in. The covers went off. They sat up, and I noticed that both of them were there. I began cleaning the bathroom that was attached to the room. I scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed. The sink, the toilet, the tub, wherever the water had been, I scrubbed. I scrubbed. And I was scrubbing. I was on my hands and knees. I was scrubbing. I was getting it white. I left. I came back and I descended back to the bottom where this group of people were. And when I went in, this time they had collected together, sort of like in a circle. And they had all together decided that they were not going to eat that meat. Collectively, they decided they were leaving. I said, "Where are you going? Why would you go?" And they appeared as if they had arranged it, made the plans. It was very deliberate. And as I kept asking the questions, I realized that none of them were including me. It was an exclusion. Now, I didn't feel anything from it but alienated, because I knew the wall had gone up. And I turned to one of the women that was standing there, and the words that came from her mouth. Okay, I heard her speaking, but it sounded like gibberish. No logic. I just looked at her, and I didn't understand her. She spoke. I didn't connect with it. I went back, and this time when I walked into the room, both of them were had been separated. They came together, the two of them. They got up. They walked in near me. They walked around, and they were commenting on how clean everything was. And it was, I could just see the sparkles of the bathroom. It was white. White walls, white floor, white sink, white everything. It's not that I was proud, because I knew I had been cleaning. When I went back from there to back down to the opposite place, okay, back, they were all still standing there. And I revealed to them, "Why would you do this?" I talked to them about cleaning, cleansing. They were all mute. And they just stood there like statues. This time, instead of going back and down on that side, I went over to the other side, and I began walking through the rooms. I went through this like doorway onto the bottom, and I noticed the room. As I looked around it, everything was in place and everything was clean. I went right across from the door that I had entered in. Onto the other wall was another entry. So I went through one door, viewed the room, It was satisfying. Clean, went to the other door. Went to the next level. I noticed its room. Same thing. Left that room, went through the door. Went out. I went through another room. I noticed one of them was a bedroom. Several of them, I think, were rooms. They had functions, but I wasn't really in there long enough to really understand exactly what had been done there. But I felt like a housekeeping maid, as if I knew that the job there had been completed and done. Everything was straight and in tip-top shape. Okay, went right through the door. Next room, right through the door. Next room, right through the door. I get up to the top, and all of a sudden, as I entered the top, the house became as if I had stepped into some tropical place. Okay? And I noticed there was a hallway that led. I walked right through the hallway. I remember opening a door. It did not, I don't believe, have a... Okay, the doors were all golden. And this particular door, when I opened, there was a child that walked toward me. A very young child that had been sitting there. It's almost as if they were waiting for me to open the door, and when I opened the door, they came toward me as if they knew me. I had that moment, and then I kept going down the hall, and I noticed that in one of the rooms, there was the door that had a nameplate on it, and the nameplate had my name on it. Now I can't tell you now what it was, but I knew it was mine. I walked and I opened the door, and the room was lovely. The light was shining through the window. The bed was all my favorite colors. Everything that I love was in that room. Every single thing that makes me happy, fulfilled, loved, overjoyed, everything that was in there, I remember thinking, wow, I would have picked that out. Wow, I think that's what I would have gotten. It was totally me. So I walked around through the room. Everything was straight, neat, and in order. I saw this mirror on the wall. And as I glanced at it, what I saw was I had gray hair pulled back very neatly. It seemed like maybe a bun. I had on this outfit that looked like maybe some type of apron-ish thing. And it came down, and it was on a white garment, but it was beautiful. I don't know how to describe the front of it. In the mirror, I only saw me from my chest up. Didn't see the bottom. And I saw my reflection, and I thought, that's me? I was surprised because I woke up from my dream, and I was doing some work around the house here that day. I don't know what day that was, whatever day that was. It was yesterday or the day before, I don't know. I'm going to have to start documenting these better. I know I get on to you guys for not writing down in your dreams. I'm going to have to start writing it down and dating it so I'll know. I can tell you what week it's in, but I can't tell you what specific day because I have dreams every night. Every night. During the day, visions. During the night, same. It's hard for me to keep up sometimes. But I looked in the mirror, and all of a sudden, the Lord told me, Mary Poppins. Mary Poppins? Then Poppins! And he went like this. And I knew, snap, crackle, pop. And Mary is just what I got through studying. Mary, Mare, Mary. 3 different Marys, right? Remember how I told you guys you have Mary and Mary and Mary. It's the bottom Mary that's coming off from her repentant sin. Okay, Mary Magdalene. It's the Mary, the wife. It's Mary, the mother. The mother. When I saw Mary Poppins, okay, I've gotten rid of all my Disney movies. Okay, I know. Don't send me letters, but I'm not. God convicted me of it a couple years ago. I got rid of all my Disney stuff, but I am aware of Mary Poppins. When he went like that, the snap of the finger, the snap, crackle, pop, I was like, I could see the movie, And I saw her go like this, and everything went into place. She also took care of 2 children, a girl and a boy. I think I remember correctly. I remember she held an umbrella, which allowed her to fly. And I also remember in her, that's her rod, and her that opens up. That's her covering. Then I noticed that she carries a bag, and she puts stuff down in her bag. And remember, her bag is immeasurably unlimited. I kept hearing, just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. Well, I just did a video on medicine and healing. He's revealing all of these things to me. And then he shows me Mary Poppins. He says, do you remember how Bert drew the pictures? And Mary Poppins jumped into the picture. She lived in the drawings and the writings of the artist. And the next thing I knew, I was riding a horse. And I'm going like this on the horse. And I'm going, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. This is the rock, the rock, the rock, it's this beat. And what does she do but get in a race of horses with riders? And what does she do but go right past them? And what does she do? She brings the children through to the finish line. And do you remember? I think they get awards. Okay, I don't know. I haven't watched this movie in years. Okay, he's just bringing all this to me now. The only thing I knew before now was the Mary Poppins, the snap, crackle, and pop. And now he's bringing to me the movie. And I've been adding everything else. And since there's something about a boat on this movie, there's also something about song. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Words. Does the word have a meaning? Well, she sure knew it did. There's more here. There's more here. He's trying to show me. The Mary. Mary, go round. It's Mary, go round. Mary. It's Mary. It's a Mary. A merry-go-round. Mary. We've been studying this. It's merry-go-round. The horses. Merry-go-round. And then what do? They get off the horses. They get off. No, they don't get off the horses. They get off the ride. And they go off. Bert. He's a chimney sweeper. What does he do? He covers himself with dirt. Filth. He's the taker of the filth. Cleaner. I'm so enthralled by it. I'm not a Disney fan. I don't like movies that Disney puts out because God convicted me of exactly what Disney Corporation is all about years ago. Don't send me letters. I know your kids watch Frozen, and my kids have watched it, but guys, we don't own the copy of it. Okay, I don't have to justify myself. Okay. The thing about this that I'm telling you is I'm delivering it, and you just accept. You just receive it. I don't know what else he's showing me here about this movie. Maybe you will think of something. But that's what he was telling me, okay? That's what he was showing me. And also, last night, he was telling me about Trident. Now, okay, I haven't studied about this. I know this word. He gave me a picture. Okay. Understand now, the trident is, I believe, the head of the snake. It is the it's the reversal of the serpent. The serpent head that we know the spine to be points down. The new staff rod that is given, that is of power, is this one. This one power is given when one looks down. Down. Fallen. This one is when one is upright. Death, life. Serpent head. This becomes the staff of power Moses took in his hand. Trident. When he told me Trident, and I saw the picture of it, it looked like an airplane. But that was because I saw the front of what looked like an airplane, and the airplane, its front is pointed, okay, it's a plane, and it has wings. He said, it is soaring in the air over the water, through the waters, to rage the storm, the flow, the levels, the sea surge overflowing with rivers of water from sea to shining sea, he told me. Okay. The words that pop out at me with this that I'm understanding now are rage, flow, and soar. Now, when he told me soar, he showed me hand gliding. A hand gliding mechanism that has streamers flowing from, and the bar that comes across is being held by the person. And he showed me hand gliding in the air, flying. I saw flapping in the breeze, and I was holding on. Okay, I wrote all that. Hand gliding, gliding. All right. So I was soaring through clouds of smoke. Now, smoke and clouds. I wrote down fumes because I understand this to be as a result of some action that was taken, that there are fumes. And I saw them as fume wind tunnels, like tunnels, funnel clouds, all across the sky, funnel clouds. Then he gave me the word traffic. Okay. That was all that he revealed to me at that moment, because as I kept praying, the word that kept coming to me, that he kept showing me was Braveheart. I said, "Oh Lord, I don't know about these movies. Okay, I don't like war movies. I don't watch very much TV anymore. Okay, I don't know about war movies." But he told me Braveheart. He said, Braveheart. Okay. Then, all of a sudden, it was like I was out at a Broadway play. I'm going to see if I can do this. And I saw a billboard of some kind. It was more, I say billboard, it was a billboard. poster, and it was on Broadway. And he told me, showed me the movie poster, and he said, Braveheart. Fighting the war within. The new movie now playing. And it was lit up in some type of light, some type of colored light. This is starting to get interesting now. The billboard, a playbill, a sign. Saw a sign, a flashing sign. It said Braveheart, fighting the war within. The new movie now playing. A flyer. A flyer. Then he showed me, okay, he told me that I was on this was on Broadway. Now, when I saw Broadway, we have the wide path and the narrow path. Many go in the wide path. Right, he told me I was at a theater, at the stage theater. I said, Lord, can you tell me more about Braveheart? And he showed me an Indian chief. Now, I know he was an Indian chief because he had black war paint on his face. Black war paint on his face. And behind his head was this beautiful, large crown of feathers just all along the top. And he had an axe in his hand. And I saw him swinging. And the Lord said, he's chopping down timber, making logs. Now, log, I understand. Logging in an entry. Logging, calculating, tabulating, checking. It's to check. Checking it twice. It's a check. The log. Do you know why it's checked twice? He's checking it twice. It's two witnesses. There's two witnesses. One gives its judgment. The second one confirms the witness testimony eyewitness. The two are together for proof of evidence. Two are needed for a witness. Where two or three are gathered together in my name, there am I in the midst of them. Then he gave me the word massacre. Whew. Do not have a good feeling about this, guys. Massacre. Large groups, land and lots. Is he trying to tell us something? I'm going back to the next video. Talk to you guys soon.